Hey everyone, and welcome to What Did I Miss, where today I'll be rounding up a week's worth of Star Trek news that includes some more rumors about two returning crew members from the Next Generation era crew, as well as some details about the first season of Strange New Worlds. For those of you that follow this channel, know I usually end these Star Trek videos with an interesting story about the crew, and today I have a fascinating one about another well-known actor who almost played Spock instead of Leonard Nimoy. It is a great time to be a Star Trek fan, with 5 shows in some state of production currently, at least 1 movie also being put into pre-production, and a fan convention scheduled for next year in Chicago, Illinois. There's so much going on that even some of the actors have gotten into the act of sharing news and have been posting hints and teases on their social media pages, which may be a lot of fun for them, but us fans want to know what is really happening. This also leads to a lot of fake rumors put out there by fans and other sites, so I'll try and recap everything I saw out there for you and let you know my take on it. If you do want to hear weekly news updates of what is going on in Star Trek and other sci-fi shows like the Orville, be sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell so that YouTube will let you know as soon as my videos come out. Also, if you enjoyed this video and would like to help support the channel, please simply hit that like button. I do really appreciate it, and stick around until the end for details about a contest I have going on for subscribers. So first I want to cover some details about the inaugural season of Strange New Worlds, since we really did not get any news about the show on the First Contact Day event, which featured teasers from 3 other shows as well as details about the new animated series Prodigy. Writer, producer, and showrunner Akiva Goldsman recently gave an interview with The Hollywood Reporter in which he gave a lot of insight into the changes that have been made for the new series. He confirmed that the uniforms will be updated a bit, as would be the set of the Enterprise bridge, mainly because now the ship and its set is its own show and not a part of Discovery. He stated the following: "Yeah, it's a fine line because obviously we want to keep continuity with the storytelling and the style, but we also want Strange New Worlds to be a different show. It's not Discovery. There are a few more reachbacks to the original series, and the uniforms have been adjusted slightly. The sets are slightly different. Remember, the Enterprise existed as a little piece of the show Discovery, but now it's its own object. When you close your eyes and think of the key sets and situations that you think of the original series, that's what we're looking to do." I don't know if this necessarily means we will see the crew in uniforms more akin to the ones used in the original pilot episode of Star Trek The Cage, which featured Jeffrey Hunter as Captain Pike, or if the uniforms will look more like the original series Enterprise era and producers will just skip over the uniform style featured in The Cage. This also coincides with the crew of Discovery changing up their uniforms for next season, which were done more out of necessity. As I shared in one of my prior Star Trek news videos, this change was made because the gray uniforms that the Federation wore last season did not look right on the bridge of the Discovery, so the production crew updated them. This also answers why the crew of the Discovery never changed to the new uniforms throughout the season after traveling to the future. Besides the uniforms, it will also be interesting to see what changes are made to the bridge of the Enterprise, and if it will look more like the one from the original series, or the Kelvin timeline version seen in the 2009 Star Trek reboot movie. What is evident though is that the people in charge of the Star Trek universe are making a coordinated effort to ensure that all their properties are connected in some way. In an interview with Variety, the Star Trek franchise Fleet Admiral Alex Kurtzman said the following about their efforts to make sure that they are creating one cohesive universe on screen. "I think vertical alignment has made it so that it's impossible not to accept the reality that the line between movies and television is gone. It doesn't mean that you can't have a feature that is separate from television, but if they aren't connected in some way, then you are basically running 2 universes parallel as opposed to interconnected, and I think that those messages could potentially cancel each other out." In regard to the storyline of Strange New Worlds, Goldsman said that the show would be episodic like the original and not have the overarching plot lines that have been so prevalent in newer iterations of the franchise. He also revealed in the same interview that the showrunners of each property have a monthly meeting in which they update one another on their storylines and plans to ensure that everyone knows where the others are at in the Trek universe. I think a lot of studios are following what Marvel has done with their universe, and now Star Wars to a certain extent, which is having many different properties under one banner that can coexist as well as stand on their own. But let me know in the comments, does knowing how concerned the studio is about creating a dynamic universe make you more excited about the future of Star Trek? There's also some news about the production of Strange New Worlds being delayed because of a cast member testing positive for COVID-19, but after the news was initially released, it was found that this person was a guest star who had not yet interacted with any of the crew. So while the scenes that were featuring this person were delayed, the rest of the production proceeded without a pause. It was also reported that so far only the pilot episode has been filmed, which almost assuredly means we'll not see this series until at least 2022. Now on to some casting rumors, and as I said at the start of the video, 2 former members of the Next Generation crew have been driving fans crazy with their ambiguous statements. First, Michael Dorn, who famously played the stoic Klingon Worf, sent out a tweet this week that simply read, "Just got the news, being summoned back into action, Starfleet calls, #AD." Now, if you were wondering what the hashtag means, it isn't some new internet slang. It is actually something that notes that this post is a paid promotion. The Federal Trade Commission, or FTC, has certain laws about people endorsing products, and they even affect a humble little YouTuber like myself. Like Mr. Dorn, if there was something in this video that I received paid compensation from a third party for, I would have to make that known to you, the viewer, in a statement within the video and in the description, and the AD hashtag is another way of signifying that this statement by Mr. Dorn is somehow a paid advertisement. Then just today, Mr. Dorn put up another tweet, which is a 6-second clip of an animated Worf still in his yellow uniform from The Next Generation. In it, he is trying to make contact with another ship from the USS Artemis, but the clip is garbled and hard to understand. It seems that this is all tied to the Apple game Star Trek Legends and does not have anything to do with Worf returning to any of the new series or movie. LeVar Burton has also raised some eyebrows lately with his comments about returning to a new series. In a prior video, I shared a rumor that both him and John Delancey were returning to Star Trek in the series Picard, and since then, the return of Delancey has been confirmed. Burton himself seemed to confirm the casting in an interview with E.T. in 2020, in which he states the following about his character appearing on Picard. How do I answer this without getting myself in trouble? I think it is reasonable to think that those people are still a part of Picard's life. Sure, what the hell, absolutely. You will see us all. Probably not all at the same time, but you know, never say never. Since then, there has been no confirmation from the studio, but just last week, Newsweek asked Mr. Burton about returning and he answered with basically a maybe. This is similar to the news of Whoopi Goldberg returning to Picard as Guinan, as the actress's involvement has still yet to be confirmed by the studio, even though Sir Patrick Stewart himself appeared on her show The View and invited her to return. One component that may make these actors' involvement more complicated is the fact that Season 2 and 3 of Picard may be filming back to back. So even if these actors are returning, it may not be next season. Paramount probably does not want to start giving away any secrets about the third season of Picard this early, and this kind of casting ploy is used quite often with actors being cast years before the public being made aware. But what do you think? Do you expect to see more characters from The Next Generation on other Star Trek series and films in the future? Finally, I want to share the story that I found really interesting about the casting of one of the most beloved roles in the history of Star Trek, the original Spock. Recently, CBR ran a story about the character and they revealed that originally, Academy Award winner Martin Landau was almost cast as the character. In an interview with another publication, the actor revealed that he was actually glad that he did not take on the role that he saw as one-dimensional and without emotion, and not the type of character that he wanted to be known for. The story is kind of hazy as to how close he came to actually being the character, but it is interesting to think about what the role may have been with a different pair of ears. Speaking of which, Gene Roddenberry also admitted in the past that the role of Spock almost went to Dr. McCoy himself, DeForest Kelley, but Kelley actually turned it down because he didn't want to play an alien. I wonder if the actor's prejudice were written into the characteristics of his own character, as he had a long-standing bias against Spock and his green-blooded heritage, as he would say. Well, that is all I have this time, but thank you very much for clicking on this video, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Don't forget, I still have a contest going on until the end of April, and 3 subscribers of the channel are going to win a Captain Kirk Funko Pop. So if you want to win, be subscribed and comment on a video, or just join the WDIM Discord server. If you would like to help out the channel, please hit that like button, and I will see you next time on What Did I Miss?